taking over in just a couple minutes. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And I'll talk to you on Monday morning at 10 a.m. Goodbye.
They're not looking like a World Series contending team right now. They have during the season, if you look at it en masse, for the total 2019 season, yes. They're as good a candidate as anybody, except for maybe the Astros, who they're going to be playing coming up here soon. And we'll see if the Twins can continue to do what they're doing. They've been the best team with the Dodgers, certainly the best team in the American League, and maybe the best team overall in baseball. Can they continue it? We shall see. We know the Yankees have a pedigree, and they've been there before, and when you get to the playoffs, you got to be able to win, and that may the Twins players have. It doesn't destroy them, but it also means they still have something for the Yankees have guys that have proven it here in the postseason. But they pull a half game behind Tampa, who is for real, and it's not going away, and they're going to be there all year. It's not going to be, well, we know at some point Tampa's going to fall off the map, but the Red Sox might make a run at the Yankees. Oh no, Tampa's going to stick around. They are a legitimate contender for not only a playoff spot, aka a wild card spot, but to the Yankees in the division. So their work is cut out for them. You would not know that via the odds that they're offering here at William Hill. I've got the opening odds for this year's World Series champion, which is as per October 29th of 2018, because they put the odds out the day after the World Series ends. You can turn around and attempt to bet of the next season. Well, last October 29th, the Yankees were 7-1 to win the World Series. Your 11-2 favorite was the champions, the Boston Red Sox. The second choice was the Astros at 6-1. The Yankees were 7-1, and the Dodgers were dominating the National League right now and have gone to the World Series 2 straight years. Don't have a great show for it yet, but they have gone 2 years in a row. We're 13-2, aka 7.5 to 1. So the Yankees were the fourth choice at 7-1. As of today, if you wanted to come down here to William Hill and bet the Yankees to win the World Series, your odds would be 11-2, which would be 5.5 to 1. So the Yankees are actually a lesser price to win the World Series as of right now than they were at the end of last year. They were the third choice at that point. Or once again, they were fourth choice at that point. Red Sox, Astros, Dodgers, all rolled. No, the Dodgers were 13-2, so they were, 6.5 to 1. They are the third choice as of right now. 1, 2, 3. No, they are still the fourth choice, because once again, you have a surprise team in the Minnesota Twins. The favorite right now are the Dodgers at 7-2. The Astros at second choice at 4-1. The Yankees are 11-2, so they are third choice at 5.5 to 1, and the Twins are 7-1. So at least the betting public doesn't believe, oh my God, the Yankees are falling apart at the seams. Yeah, they struggled. Yeah, they could really use another high-quality starter. And that starter is out there and available. I'm sure that Brian Cashman will be inquiring and doing his due diligence. A.K.A. Madison Bumgarner, we shall see. Which, by the way, Bumgarner with the whole thing last weekend, get mad at Max Muncy because he jogged up. Yeah, he looked like a overreacting fool. The guy hit a monster shot at him into the water. Muncy didn't stand there and watch it. He just jogged slowly to first base. So, yes, I thought Bumgarner came off looking foolish. However, yeah, give me that guy. Even if he does that, I want him on my team. Because he was annoyed. And he's into it. And it's Dodgers-Giants. And we know the Dodgers are in first place. And the Giants are in last. And they're a bad team. And Bumgarner's nose is probably going to end up elsewhere by the trade deadline. He was still repping for his Giants. You could say that he was repping for himself because he was the one who was taken out of the park. But I truly believe he did it with the Giants across his chest. That's not a guy I want. I want a competitor. I want a guy that's kicked off in the first inning. Oh, by the way, one of the first 2 batters, he didn't like a pitch call, so he already had a little mad on him before he ever got to Muncy, and Muncy took him out of the park. Yeah, that's the kind of guy I want on my team. So the Yankees will certainly inquire about the availability of Madison Bumgarner, and he would certainly raise the quality of their starting pitching as of right now. Last night was a bad loss. Hope is on the way. And the just a limp of a returning injured player will help them. I don't know if Stan comes into the lineup and goes bonkers and just hits 6 home runs in his first 20 games. He might. But I just think the emotional lift that he could give his teammates might help the Yankees out. So Yankee fans, yes, I'll get the phones open for you at 877-337-6666. For those of you who root for the team from Flushing, they did lose 1, lost 2 yesterday because of the suspended game. Yes, Mr. Diaz coming out of the pen has not been automatic. When the Mets made the big trade that they made during the offseason, taking on Robinson Cano and his onerous contract, they did so mostly to get Diaz as their closer. And the last couple of years for Seattle, he has been damn close to automatic. He comes in, game's over, thank you, and drive home safely. That's not been the case here since he came here to New York. He's had several blown saves and several ugly blown saves. And yesterday, before the regularly scheduled game, for him to give it up and then have it tied and then to lose it in extras was kind of rubbing salt in the wounds. However, for those of you who are looking at the 30,000-foot view of the New York Mets on their season, oh, by the way, it's not pretty. They're a losing team as of right now. They're below 500, so I don't want to dissuade you from being perturbed at the way your team is playing right now. I will tell you this. As of October 29th of 2018, when they opened up the wagering for picking this World Series winner this year, the New York Mets were 40-1. Now, the Mets did a whole bunch during the offseason. You know, the moves that they made. The Cano move was not the only move that they made. They made others. You have a Pete Alonso becoming what he's become here in the first almost half a season. Jeff McNeil continuing to prove that he is a 300 hitter. We wouldn't do none of this on October 29th of 2018. But the Mets, as of that day, were 40-1. As we sit here today, almost halfway through the season, the Mets in 3 games under 500 are 40-1. Their number hasn't changed. Now, between now and then, it might have peaked up. They won a couple games. They were above 500 there for a while. They might have come down to 30. Well, they're back at 40-1. So, depending on when you bet your Mets, you could either be that much more perturbed or still cling to hope. That's one thing about Mets fans. You need to be an optimist if you're going to be a Mets fan. That's what you just have to do. 40-1, give you a little optimism to stay with. And oh, by the way, the Phillies have come back to the pack a little bit. They played pretty good baseball for the first third of the season. They've struggled in late. I don't like their starting pitching. I like their team, but I don't like their starting pitching. Last night, their closer, Hector Neris, those of you who are upset with Mr. Diaz, Hector Neris comes in with a 2-run lead, 14 for 14 in save situations until last night. He gives up a 3 spot against the Braves. As a matter of fact, as I sit there and look at the current odds, you said, Jody, give me one. Give me a team. Give me someone that you like. The Atlanta Braves are 18-1 right now to win the World Series. Atlanta is a good young team. In very short order, they're going to get Dallas Keuchel added to that rotation. The kid Soroka has been just stone cold dynamite so far. He's going to be in a conversation with Mr. Alonso for Rookie of the Year. Mark my words. Don't love the Atlanta bullpen, but I do like their lineup a lot. Got a game and a half up on the Phillies. If you want to stay away from the favorites who read the Red Sox, the Astros, the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Braves at 18-1 are a pretty good play if you ask me. So we'll open it up talking about baseball, Mets and Yankees. Big day for me to come out. It's a good day because it's back at the track. All right, I got the first half of the double in Monmouth in the books. 1-5 in the second race. Oh my God. So we could finish a very chalky daily double wager here, but that's fine. We'll mix in a little horsey stuff. The PGA guys who already teed off today, they end up having 79 players make the cut. They only keep 60, but it's 60 and ties. There were 24 guys who shot 2 over par. So they end up with a field of almost 80, and within 79 guys in the field, so a bunch have already teed off. The leaders don't tee off till way later this afternoon, but we'll talk some golf. So it's going to be a fun day today. I am live at Monmouth in the Williams Hill Sports Book We'll be here all afternoon. Got a couple of guests coming up. Rick Tamler from NBA TV will hop on a little later. I've got some thoughts on the Raptors and what they accomplished, and the Warriors and what this means to, quote-unquote, the dynasty. Plenty of time to get all your calls in. 877-337-6666. It's a Saturday Mac at the Track. Jody Mac from Lima Park Sports Bar by William Hill. Go to LightPlaceChrysler.com for details about their Drive and Discover America sales event. I'm David McNeil.
I'm Miller of WeatherTech.com, the world's leader in vehicle accessories. As a pet lover, I started PetComfort.com, so when I needed a new website, I turned to AmericanEagle.com, the website developer that I've come to know and trust since 1999. WeatherTech has grown tremendously over the last 29 years, and having our website designed, developed, and upgraded numerous times by AmericanEagle.com has been a key to our growth, and they focus on what's important, my business goals and objectives. They've done it for me at WeatherTech.com for years, and they're doing it with PetComfort.com today. If you're in need of serious, experienced, and expert website design, development, strategy, and hosting, I urge you to contact AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1. AmericanEagle.com, 877-WEB-NOW-1. Don't be a guy with a shirt on in the pool again this summer. You can still be swimming for this summer since it only takes 40 days to lose 20 to 40 plus pounds with AJ Dye. AJ Dye's contractually guaranteed money-back program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements based on your hair, saliva, and blood work. AJ Dye then uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen and help you keep it off the rest of your life. Not sure if you can do it alone. Look, AJ Dye's with you every step of the way. It's fully monitored by the certified staff to make sure you're burning fat and not just losing water. We also have access to the doctor's personal email and phone number. AJ Dye committed to keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, hormones, or surgery. They have offices all over the place. Clifton, Princeton, White Plains, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Long Island, as well as Rocky Hill and Shelton, Connecticut. Take the 40-day challenge that can last a lifetime. Visit AJ.com, call 855-5-AJ-DIE. Go to AJ.com, lose the weight for good.
Jake's 58 Casino Hotel in Long Island Wings. Experience the thrill of their gaming floor featuring 1,000 slots and electronic table games, including blackjack, baccarat, craps, roulette, and more. Join the all-new Lucky North Club, now with 5 tier levels and expanded benefits. As a Lucky North Club member, you earn while you play. Unlock access to promotions, free play, hotel stays, and more. Located off exit 58 of the LIE, visit jakes58.com. Gambling problem, call 1-8778-HOPE-NY.
Sports Guy. Celebrating with branded means you can't leave anything to chance. So no matter what you're doing, at a bar or at a concert, find the best brand because they've got ice cold, refreshing Heineken. You're out, ask the bartender for a round of Heineken in its iconic green bottle. And when the best party's in your living room, stock your fridge with Heineken. It's the perfect beer for any celebration with friends, so pick up a 6-pack or a 12-pack of Heineken. And no matter where you enjoy Heineken, make sure the party's fun for everyone. And enjoy Heineken responsibly.
London Jewelers is excited to unveil the new Breitling Premier Collection of watches, combining purpose and style. The new Breitling Premier Collection introduces 5 distinct models whose quality and performance are pure Breitling. The collection includes chronographs, the cornerstone of the brand's global reputation, day-and-date models, and understated 3-hand watches with a discreet small-second sundial. London Jewelers invites you to view their expanded collection of Breitling watches at the Americana Manhasset.
Come out to Yankee Stadium on Sunday, June 23rd, when the Yankees take on the Astros for the Yankees' annual Old Timers Day celebration. Come see your favorite Yankees legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium. Relive memories of your favorite former Yankees and make new memories with your family. Get your Old Timers Day tickets today at Yankees.com and the Yankee Stadium ticket windows. That's Old Timers Day on Sunday, June 23rd. Get your tickets today at Yankees.com.
And indeed, we understand that when it comes to hiring, it's important to have a large talent pool to choose from. But sometimes too many good options can be overwhelming. That's why Indeed doesn't just give you access to a large pool of job seekers. We also offer screener tools that let you instantly narrow down your search. Home in on hiring with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
Come see some of the world's best golfers, including Phil Mickelson, Brooks Koepka, Justin Thomas, Francesco Molinari, Tony Finau, and Championship, June 17th through the 23rd in nearby Cromwell, Connecticut at TPC River Highlands. Tickets $43 in advance, and kids 15 and under are free when accompanied by a ticketed adult. Visit travelerchampionship.com for tickets today. That's travelerchampionship.com.
You should not be hurt at work. If you're working more than 40 hours per week, your employer should be paying you overtime pay. If you've been wrongfully terminated, discriminated, or retaliated against your employer, you must take action. Borelli and Associates can help you. People around the country are standing up for their rights, and you can too. If you feel that your employer is mistreating you, call Borelli and Associates, 516-248-5550. 516-248-5550, or visit them at employmentlawyernewyork.com.
Your phone, not your service. With Spectrum Mobile, you can keep your current phone and upgrade your network. Simply pick the data plan that's right for you. Pay for the data you use, or choose unlimited for just $45 a month. Line, all in. And talk and text are always free. Switching is easy. Go to spectrum.com/BYOD to learn more, or to find a store near you. Spectrum Internet required. Restrictions apply. Together here on the fan, Johnny Mac live at the Monmouth Sports Club by William L. And yes, the 2-1 was an easy win in his second race, so he hit a $6.40 double. Wow. Time by lunch. Hey, you gotta pick one. It doesn't matter. Sometimes the cheapies win, sometimes they don't. Only one off of 1-9. Oh my God. Yeah, he was much the best. Won by City Block. Pulled off a run by about 8 or 9 lengths. Expand to the NBA, talk about the PGA. Win the Super Bowl here. Good luck with either of those two shows. The Jets. Super Bowl this year. I don't think the Jets will win the Super Bowl either, but you've got to pick one to New York. I'm going to take the Jets, but I'll give you those numbers a little bit later. How about my telephone lines here? 877-337-6666. Phone from Hopewell first. Hello, Saul.
Hey, Johnny, how are you?
Very good, you?
Good, very well, thank you. Listen, before I get to my Yankee pitching point, how'd you do last week in Belmont?
Made money because I had the exact. It's the first of the pro racing that I actually got an exotic wager to cash.
Yeah, $96. I hit it 3 times, and I covered all my bets in that one race. I broke even on the race.
I had it. I didn't invest. I only liked 3 horses, and 2 out of the 3 ran 1-2, so I didn't have to spread my money around as much. So that's how I ended up a winner.
Well, all my exotic came in 8 cents and cents, but luckily that's so high, though. 96 is the favorite, common sense.
I would have guessed, if you asked me before the race started, I would have said 75. So yes, I was out of there.
Listen, yeah, and one other quick thing. I think you're 1,000% on target there. You went to the price for World Series right there. That's what I'm saying, Joey.
They looked at me last night. I watched the end of that game. They've got a force fight against Harris, who hadn't blown a save all year. They've got good players. They've got young players. Yeah, their pitching isn't good enough. But who in the National League other than the Dodgers and maybe the Mets have pitching? Yeah, their Braves are a force to be reckoned with.
And that kid they brought up wasn't, like, am I correct on that? Lester Ryan?
He got off the cut up.
And the guy.
The thing about Strowman that I always appreciate, I haven't done shows with baseball guys. A lot of guys have problems with starters that aren't 6 feet tall. Oh my, how can you take a 5'11" starter? I don't care how tall you are. All you gotta do is make pitches for me. And Strowman can do that, but he's a 1, and Madison Bumgarner isn't. Sully, sorry, I disagree. And oh, by the way, Dallas Keuchel gave up the most hits in baseball last year. You know why? Because he pitched 200 and change innings. Nobody pitches 200 innings anymore. Keuchel did. And yeah, you've got a Keuchel who's not worn down because he didn't pitch all these months. And oh, by the way, steps in and pitches 7 innings in his first outing in the minor league. Dallas Keuchel would have been a nice addition to the Yankee rotation. I hear your philosophy, and I don't necessarily disagree with your philosophy, but Max Scherzer, that's it. Nationals fall out of it, and they decide to make Scherzer available. He's a 2-1. All the rest of these guys are 2/3s, 3/6. They're not that big a difference. If you're talking about Scherzer, yes, I'm with you. Marcus Stroman, Dallas, Kite.
I got a question. LA, Chicago, Florida, Maryland, they're Miami based, right? So they would be Miami. Yes. Right. So those are the 8, unless somebody can come up with another city, but they became the 8th city. Johnny, we got to ask Dad, where was Dad 55 years ago tomorrow?
55 years ago.
Oh, you know what happened 55 years ago?
No, you're going to tell me.
Jody, I can get out of Jim Bunning's perfect game.
Oh, okay.
Where was Dad?
He's in Jersey, Staten.
Oh, really? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine? Jody, on Father's Day, the perfect game. 2 weeks before that, on Memorial Day, the 26-inning Giant Met game, second game of a doubleheader. A month before, Shea Stadium opens, and then 4 weeks after Father's Day, the All-Star game, Johnny Carlson hitting the homer in the bottom of the ninth over Dick Riley. Can you imagine that? 4 events like that in a span of like 3 months in a new stadium?
Timing is everything, isn't that right?
Oh, Jody, I was thinking, if Kawhi Leonard leaves Toronto, and I get the only other athlete I can think of, and I won't count Durant if he leaves, but the only other athlete I can think of, and maybe you can come up, that left a championship team who was a superstar leading a championship team was Albert Pujols when he left the Cardinals 6 years ago, and he went to the Angels.
Ooh.
Anyone else? Kawhi leaves.
Yeah, I hadn't given that any thought. I'd have to sit down and take a peek because, yeah, you had guys traded, but that's not the
Guys
same.
retired, Michael Strahan,
Yes.
Dave Manning, something like that, but I'm talking about leading on their own volition.
As a key player/superstar, I don't remember one off the top of my head other than Pujols.
All right, Jody, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Richard, thank you. Appreciate you checking in. Matt Ramonitz up on the bed. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Jody. Doing today?
Good, you?
Hello, I just left the feed, so I'm not doing as well as you, obviously. It's a beautiful day to be down the grass.
So far, so good for me. What do you got on your mind today?
Okay, well, obviously, with the Yankees, we were riding high for a while. Now, not so much. You know, I couldn't complain before because even though we had all those injuries, we were still, you know, in first place somehow. But now we found a new problem with the rotation. Basically, what I want to know from you, Richard, sorry, Jody, is, can you just educate me? I'm sure it's speculation, but I just want to know what you think. Who is making the decisions really for this team? Is it Boone or is it the analytics team and Cashman? Because when they brought Boone in here, as we all know, he has zero managerial experience. He has a lot of baseball knowledge, but he's never been at the helm of a Major League Baseball team in the dugout. So a lot of people think that he's basically Cashman's press secretary, and Cashman's really running things behind the scenes. When things are going this bad right now, I just want to know who is fair to blame. Who should really hold it down?
I don't think you need to deviate between the two. I don't think you have to give one a pass and put all the blame on one of the two individual shoes, which, oh, by the way, they're still a playoff team as of right now. They haven't fallen out of players. They fell out of first place last night by a game. So I don't know about blaming anybody. Yes, they're in a bit of a funk. They're in a bit of a slump. But I don't know that that means you need to, quote-unquote, blame somebody. Now, as far as the power structure goes, I believe Aaron Boone makes his own moves during the game. I think he decides when he's going to pull a pitch. I think he decides when he's going to use a pinch hitter. I think he, in conjunction with Cashman and all the numbers that they crunch, works out a starting lineup on a day-in, day-out basis. I surely believe that. But then the game starts and it's on the mat. I don't think Brian Cashman has a hotline for the dugout to instruct Aaron Boone how to manage during the game. I think Boone, if that was the way they were going to do it, it's over over and done with after he won 100 games last year. So you can say that Aaron Boone was a novice last year. Not too many novice managers win 100 games. Yes, I know they got taken down in the postseason, but Boone did a hell of a job managing during the regular season. I think he's fine this year. I think the Yankees had some issues for having to plug in as many guys as they have, with as many injuries they've had, and to stay above 500 and stay atop the AL East for the most part. I think he's done a pretty good job. Despite my buddy Sully from Mulchville, who thinks they desperately need a one starter, well, we don't know that Max Scherzer is going to become available. So I don't know how many one starters are actually out there for the Yankees to be able to get their hands on. 877-33-6666. Johnny Mac. And live at Monmouth Park today, we're in the Sports Book by William Bell. Phones are open.
At this very moment, thousands of people are listening to this commercial about how you could save hundreds with Geico. What if we all laughed at once? Will the other drivers feel like they missed out on some inside road joke? Or is it shock? 1, 2, 3. Ha-ha! Ha-ha! 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Recently, advertising has appeared that says prostate cancer can now be treated with radiation therapy in just 5 sessions instead of 45 or 50. Dr. Jonathan Haas, chairman of radiation oncology at NYU Winthrop Hospital, points out that these ads are a bit misleading.
Treating prostate cancer in just 5 brief visits is a great idea, but it's not what NYU Winthrop has been doing it with Cyberknife for over 13 years. But that's not the only reason to choose Cyberknife. Cyberknife is the only system that can deliver extremely precise radiation from any angle and adjust in real time to movement of the prostate. No other system can do that. Only Cyberknife. The result is the lowest possible risk of impotence or incontinence.
Doctors from around the world come to NYU Winthrop to learn about beating prostate cancer with Cyberknife. Shouldn't you? Call 1-866-WINTHROP or visit nyuwinthrop.org. NYU Winthrop Hospital. Your health means everything.
Hey, baseball fans, the season is heating up, and you can too. We know you know your stuff, and this is your chance to prove to yourself that you've still got it. Register today at William Hill and receive $20 when you place any bet. Just use promo code RADIO20. You've got what it takes. Prove yourself right with William Hill. Offer valid for new users only. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 or older and physically present in New Jersey. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 800gambler.org.
That feeling when things just fall into place? EasyCater.com gives you that. For business catering, find a reliable local restaurant and order online. EasyCater is there when you need it. Life's a little easier now, because when you need food for work, you go to EasyCater.com.
Hey, it's Evan Roberts. My friends at Kia are heating up summer with the Kia Summer Sales Event. Bring in today to get a great deal on a great product like the Sleek Optima, the tech-savvy Forte, the capable Sorento, or the versatile Sportage. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. For offer details, visit KiaDealers.com or call 1-800-333-4KIA. And when you stop by your local New Jersey, New York, or Connecticut Kia dealer, tell them Evan sent you.
Common Fair Tire is Connecticut's largest name-brand discount tire dealer. We give you the guaranteed lowest prices on all name-brand tires and honor all manufacturers' rebates. We even honor our competitors' rebates. With 96 stores from Connecticut to New England and an inventory of over 600,000 tires, you'll always get the right tire at the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Common Fair Tire. Nobody!
Go electric, lease a 2018 Smart for 2 electric drive coupe for just $129 a month from Mercedes-Benz of Edison, a Rankin dealership, 36 months, 1922. Due at signing, taxes, title, MV fees, extra. For details, 1-800-NEW-AUTO.
Hi, Jekyll here, serial entrepreneur. In engineering school, I was required to take one course in business, Accounting 101. Compared to thermodynamics, physics, and calculus, I figured Accounting 101 was my blow-off class. After earning an F on my midterm, I begged my sister, an accounting teacher, to help me ace my remaining accounting tests. She agreed, but only if I would teach her to dance in her backyard while her neighbors were watching. How humiliating! That's why I created my fifth successful business, Patriot Software, to provide accounting software that affiliates, non-accountants. Go to patriotsoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of accounting software free. That's patriotsoftware.com. Your payroll. Come out to Yankee Stadium in 2019 to see the New York Yankees in action. When the Yankees take on their division rivals, the Tampa Bay Rays, on Tuesday, June 18th, it's a Yankee Stadium tradition, Cap Night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees cap courtesy of Cannon. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com or visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window. Join the Yankees for Cap Night on Tuesday, June 18th against the Tampa Bay Rays. Visit Yankees.com today.
Hey, it's Aaron Boone. When looking for a quality vehicle, I want the best for my wife and kids. Mercedes-Benz and Paramus offered us the best service, best prices, and best selection while giving me the peace of mind I need to bring home a victory for my family. From our exclusive monthly offer, lease a 2019 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 4MATIC SUV for $459 off for 36 months with $43.83 total to inside. Visit Mercedes-Benz and Paramus on Route 17 and find out why I pick Paramus when I need a win. No security deposit required. Offer expires 7/31/19. Call 833-744-1817 for details.
Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Saturday get together here on the Fan Journey live at the Sportsbook by Williams Hill here at Monmouth Park. Phones are open 877-337-6666. Mets Yankees hour number 1. Top of hour number 2. Rick Hammer, host on NBA TV, will join us. We'll talk about what transpired in the final the other night, the victory by the Raptors. I know, by the way, Knicks fans believe that 10th was the way to go. And the off-season has now been thrown into a tizzy with all the injuries that have happened. For those who believe that the Knicks are just going to sign over the way. So you ready to make the interview? You're going to have to get up some pizza, though. You're going to have to get some Pacific, a quick Fraser. You're going to have to get some stuff. For sure. I know that you have to give us something, but I don't think it's going to cost that much. Well, Max, who knows? Either you or I are Mike Rizzo, the general manager of the Nationals. But if I were Mike Rizzo, here's what I would say. If you want Max Scherzer, who is arguably the best pitcher in baseball, not top 5, not top 10, the best pitcher in baseball, the conversation has to start with your best young player. And the Yankees' best young player is Gleyber Torres. So if you want to have a conversation about Max Scherzer, that's where I'm starting if I'm the general manager of the Nationals. Okay? Appreciate the call. Thanks, Mike. Steve from Connecticut's up on the bed. Hello, Steve.
Hey, Jody, how you doing?
Good. You?
Good. First of all, Richard gets tickets back, but I don't think the St. Louis Cardinals ever wanted to call it. It came close to it. It's a 4-major sport.
Anyway, no. St. Louis.
Right after the races. And the reason why I bring him up to the Nationals is because you know Randall is leaving. He's going to want a monster deal, so he would slide in nicely at third base for them. And that's why I was thinking, obviously he's not going to, you're going to have to throw in a fourth. And that's the other thing with the Nationals. Their outfield is young and stacked. Why would they want Frazier or even Florial? Look at their young outfield.
They got a young outfield, and truth be told, if they really like this kid T-Boom, who's a shortstop, and they're going to get Trey Turner at short. You're right, third base. Andujar's going to be the key guy. Is it going to be Andujar plus what? I don't know if the Yankees have enough to, with the plus what, to actually get Max Scherzer. But good call. Appreciate you checking in. Johnny Michael and I am at the Sportsbook by William Hill here at Monmouth Park. Coming up next, Rick Hammer from NBA TV is going to join us. We'll talk about the Toronto Raptors Championship, upcoming free agency, mix a little draft stuff with Rick Hammer next. Here on the Fan.
We know money is tight for everyone, whether you're a dad, a grad, a millennial, or a senior citizen. Coming up with lots of money for a car down payment is tough. That's why Smith Haven, your Ram Truck Center, is having a real deal sign and drive event.
This is Brett Sasso, owner of Smith Haven. I'm making car financing easy this month with no money down, no security deposit, and no bank fee on any Ram in stock.
We know getting a new vehicle is one of the most exciting times in anyone's insurance life. That's why we give you plenty of choices for your real deal. And don't worry about what you're currently driving. We're giving you $2,000 in lease and loan forgiveness. Get out of the old and into a new Ram without taking a dime out of your pocket. And the exclusive 5-star savings plan with free oil changes, free state inspections, and so much more is always included. Visit SmithHaven.com or go to Smith Haven Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, Jericho Turnpike, St. James, Smithtown. You do have a choice. If it's not a Smith Haven deal, it's not a real deal. Here's lease sales and
Listen and Aaliyah chose Files.
We are sisters, and we just moved in together. And we dream a whole lot with Bios. A lot of times Alyssa is watching TV on her laptop, using her phone, also using her tablet. Really good at multitasking. Awesome.
Your life is constantly evolving. You might be adding roommates, hosting extended family, or getting some of the latest tech for yourself. And Fios Gigabit Connection has the speeds and capacity to handle your current needs and the devices you'll want to add on a 100% fiber optic network. Because Fios delivers the internet you won't outgrow. To prove it, we'll give you another device. Get a Samsung Chromebook 3 or a $200 credit towards select Samsung tech when you sign up for Fios Gigabit Connection, TV, and phone for $79.99 per month with a 2-year price guarantee and a 2-year agreement. So go to getfios.com today. Taxes, equipment, early termination, and other fees and terms apply. Wire speeds up to 940/880 minutes. Availability, wireless, and wireline speeds vary. See Verizon.com/short-speed for more info. Auto pay and paper fee billing required. Offer ends 8/28/19. Full terms at getfios.com.
Don't be a guy with the shirt on in the pool again this summer. You can still be slimming for this summer since it only takes 40 days to lose 20 to 40 plus pounds with AJ Diet. Guaranteed money back program. Offered bioenergetically personalized supplements based on your hair, saliva, and blood work. AJ Diet then uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen and help you keep it off the rest of your life. Not sure if you can do it alone. Look, AJ Diet's with you every step of the way. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat and not just losing water. You also have access to the doctor's personal email and phone number. AJ Diet committed to keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, hormones, or surgery. They got offices all over the place. Clifton, Princeton, White Plains, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Long Island, as well as Rocky Hill and Shelton, Connecticut. Take the 40-day challenge. It can last a lifetime. Visit NJDiet.com. Call 855-5-NJ-DIET. Go to NJDiet.com. Lose the weight for good.
Philadelphia, Alice, and B, and just say, cool, we'll go this year, put a ramp, got the money, you got like a really good organization in Kansas, style, players like to play. I think Kyrie to the Nets is legit. I think Kevin Durant is staying. All the voters right after Bob Myers, we love these guys, we love these guys. We want to bring them back. No chill income, slow hard. It goes big, deep into the luxury tax. You pay tens and tens of millions of dollars luxury tax to bring back play and Durant. Is there a little bit of a guilt factor? Like, these guys got, devastatingly hurt. Paul, Rock, we feel, compelled and obliged to pay these guys and keep them here. There's so much stuff going on. I think Klay Thompson is staying in Golden State, Jody. I feel very, very good about that. I would say right now I'm about 60% on Kevin Durant staying in Golden State. About 40% we think he's going to be playing somewhere else.
What's happening with NBA TV here is unfinished. You mentioned Anthony Davis and a potential trade. This got to come down in the next 5 days, right? If the Pelicans are actually going to move on from Anthony Davis, whoever they're dealing with, the Knicks, the Celtics, the Lakers, or some unknown team that jumps into the mix. This year's first-round draft pick of that team has got to be part of any deal we're talking about with Anthony Davis, right?
There's no question, and the pick has like the most value right now, because once you draft a player, the value of the actually falls, because you know who that player is, and there's that intrinsic value, right, Jody, of the hope, and like the upside, and the potential of that pick, third overall pick. Well, look at it, what would turn that into? I mean, we all know it's Archer Beth. I mean, whoever else the third pick of there, take Archer Beth, and more opportunity, just draft those John Wayne, that's it. And Archie Bird is the pick, so if they send a pick to New Orleans, so I think that should be the pick for them. The first injury pick in this draft is the LA Lakers at number 4. And that also changes the number. That also would have to be the Pelicans pick if they certainly deal with the Lakers. But to me, 1, 2, and 3 are locked in, and 4 could be Jared Goldberg, it could be DeAndre Hunter, it could be a variety of guys, but I think the top 3 picks are locked in. And Jody, I don't know what you're hearing about the Knicks. I don't know if sort of their chances of getting Anthony Davis are fading or if they're strengthening. I haven't been keeping up on a blow-by-blow like that, but I do like Mitchell Robinson. I do like Kevin Knox. I do like Dennis Smith Jr. I don't know if all 3 of them go, but maybe all 3 of them go. But like if I'm in New Orleans, I like those 3 players. I really like Mitchell Robinson. I think he's a big difference-making shot blocker. You would get the 3rd overall pick. You would probably get 2 first-round picks in a Davis deal. So where I sit right now, Jody, I think the Knicks, I don't know if they're the driver's seat, but I think the Knicks have a legit shot at getting Anthony Davis.
You don't play at the 4 that you mentioned, 3 out of 4 could be in a deal, but I think they need to get a wing that okay, for Anthony Davis guarantees he's going to sign a contract extension and stay in New York. We mentioned the top 3 in the draft. I'm with you. I think the new draft will be between 3 and 4, and we can debate even who should go 4 and the like. If you're a simple, the Knicks have a late first-round pick that they got trade. They traded their own picks, so they got one late in the 20s. Is there someone that they can add to the mix if they're going to turn this roster over? They really a guy resigning, making a play for a second free agent. Is there a guy you like who's going to fall somewhere in the second half of the 20s?
Yeah, definitely. We got the guy for you. First of all, the Nets are loaded with guards, right? I think they're going to bring back Brunson. You've got Dinwiddie, you've got LeVert. I think they're going to get Kyrie Irving. So like 1, 2, and 3, point shooting and small forward. I think they've got that. You've got Joe Harris as well. Like they've got guards. Okay, they're going to go big in this draft, and I think they're going to go try to get an athletic big. I mocked T.J. Washington to the Nets at 17. Now, of course, that pick belongs to the Atlanta Hawks. They had a private workout for him, so he still might go 17 to the Atlanta Hawks. But let's talk about the Nets deep into the 20s. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Beyondu Kabungel or Kevin Gell, the kid from Florida State. A power forward / center. He's active. He can shoot a little bit, not from 3. He's got a little bit of a mid-range jumper. Real active and real shifty around the rim. I like him. I think he's a terrific player and a terrific prospect. And I think if the Nets got him, which they're picking the 20s, I think they'd be doing very well.
That I heard plenty about 2 people just really like his upside. Last thing, if KD decides to just opt back into his 1 year with Golden State, can he attempt to make a comeback next year. So much has been made. I don't want to play the blame game. You don't want to do it either. Should you come back? Should you come back? I could talk about it. I'm sure you take 10 minutes about the competitive spirit. He wanted to play. I don't know how you blend both, but can he even think about making an attempt next year to come back and play? Does his potential comeback change between staying with Golden State or if he decides to go somewhere else?
Jody, if he goes somewhere else, he's sitting out the whole year. Because I think wherever he goes, they're not going to be, they might not even be a playoff team, let alone knocking on the door of the championship. If he stays in Golden State, I personally am going to leave the door open for him coming back. Because that drive for the gold ball is huge. That can push you through a lot. Think about Boogie Cousins, Jody. He ruptures his quad a couple of months before free agency, and the guy came back and played in the finals. Okay, and then he gets hurt again in the finals, rolled out for the finals, and he comes back and plays. So it's just a real strong, motivating force for these guys. We're going to be about a year out from Kevin Durant, so he's ramping up his workouts, Jody. He's practicing with the team, and he's feeling good, and he's been prepared for contact, let's say, in April to play. Why not? I can definitely see Kevin Durant coming back next year in the playoffs. I think, Jody, what they're doing here, saying he's out for the year, is they just don't want any questions from the media. Don't ask. We've already told him he's not playing this year, but they obviously, there's nothing official about that. He can come back and play at any time once he's healthy. So they just say that to take all the pressure off Kevin Durant. They do not have to deal with any questions. But yeah, I can see them greenlighting Kevin Durant if they're able to go deep in the playoffs, and at that point they would need him.
Well, the real season, aka the playoffs, were great. I think the offseason's going to be great too. Great stuff. Thank you for coming on board. We'll be watching you. Have yourself a great rest of your Saturday, bud.
Really appreciate it, man. Be well.
My pleasure. Rick Campbell from NBA TV. Arizona fan. Joining back live from on the clock. The Sports Talk by William Hill. We'll get the phones reopened 877-337-6666. If you want to talk some hoops, hop aboard. Spectrum Business delivers the best internet and voice solutions for businesses. Switch to Spectrum Business today and get faster internet and advanced voice for less.
If you're a survivor of child sex abuse in New York, the Child Victims Act may help you find healing. Contact Jeff Anderson and Associates today at AndersonAdvocates.com, 52 Duane Street, 2nd floor, New York, New York, 10007, 646-846-2542.
The broad you billions, homeland and the new Showtime original series, City on a Hill, starring Kevin Bacon. What used to make this city great was that it was run by bad men. Boys stood they were bad men. Elvis High, Joe Maria, the machine in the same core material. Going back to the 80s, 90s. Slip Roads, City on a Hill, Sundays at 9 p.m. Only on Showtime. Life is about what you do. It's also about what you leave out. That's why we serve him with no antibiotics. Ever. Also, on Thursday night, the Islam warm weather is finally approaching here in New York. Make the most of it by using the Spot Hero Parking app to find and reserve the closest parking spot to your destination. Whether you're headed to work, the airport, or just a night out in the city, Spot Hero will save you time, money, and frustration. There are even options for monthly parking. Simply download the app, search for your destination, and reserve your spot in advance. Plus, right now you can get $10. Turn to AmericanEagle.com. Brooklyn, man outlet group.
She says the two had a romantic relationship for 2 years, and neither of their families knew about it. Both their families were in court today for reckless arraignment. There's been order counts without bail. A 26-year-old man is dead in a shooting in Harlem. The NYPD's ShotSpotter system was activated on West 133rd and 7th at 4:15 this morning, according to the police. They found the victim, whose name they're not releasing just yet, with wounds to the shoulder and chest. He was taken to Harlem Hospital but didn't make it. Now, also looking to keep bail in city. Police on 224, an arrest in the shooting death of a former state senator in Arkansas. You may remember she was found in her home earlier this month. Correspondent Marcy Gonzalez has related. Police say they've arrested a former campaign staffer in connection to the cold-blooded killing of former Arkansas state senator Linda Collins Smith. In a twist, 48-year-old Rebecca Lynn O'Donnell now being held on pending criminal charges. This arrest comes 11 days after Collins Smith was found shot to death. The 57-year-old body reportedly wrapped in a blanket at her home. At the time, her former press secretary said neighbors heard gunshots near the home. Colin Smith was one of two Republican former state senators found dead in their homes within 2 days. Next day in Oklahoma, Jonathan Nichols was found dead in a unrelated. When news time 225, great hospitals are powered by great medical schools. New York Presbyterian is powered by the experts of Columbia and Weill Cornell. New York Presbyterian, New York Hospital for a reason. Learn more at NYPD.org/amazing. Breezy and warm, low humidity, partly to
mostly cloudy tonight with a shower in spots, but not until late tonight. The low 68 degrees. And tomorrow to finish out the weekend, mostly cloudy. It gets more humid, and we could see a shower or thunderstorm. A high of 77 degrees tomorrow. Again, right now we have 80 degrees with a fair sky, the relative humidity at 33%. We're going down to 68. Good afternoon. I'm Sonia Rincon. Winds News Time at the Tone, 2:30.
Good afternoon, I'm Jeff Allen. After a rash of police officer suicides, leaders at the NYPD are encouraging members to seek help if the demands of the job are just too much.
The police commissioner called it a mental health crisis within the NYPD. The suicide of a 29-year-old cop on Staten Island was the third police suicide in 10 days. In a police video posted to Twitter, Chief of the Department, Terrence Monahan, said there has to be an open conversation about suicide, not something said in whispers.
It is imperative that we have conversations. There is help available. Reach out. Reach out within this agency, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have someone that you can speak to. If you're afraid to go to this agency, go externally. Get the help.
He said seeking help would not adversely affect an officer's career. Garrett Urian, 1010 Wings News.
Wings News Time, 2:31. From the Ram Trucks Traffic Center, here's Russ Meyer.
And here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3. We've got the westbound side of the LA dealing with a vehicle fired in the right lane over by Glen Cove Road. We've also got eastbound slowdowns in the LA. In fact, they'll go all the way back to Queens where they begin, just east of Grand Avenue. It is crawling from the Van Wyck to the Clearview, and it stays slow pretty much all the way out to Willis Avenue. The Grand Central into the northern state, those times begin at the LA and extend on out towards Glen Cove Road as well. We have John calling in our 1010 West traffic tip line about a stall on the westbound side of the Grand Central over by the Clearview. That also slowing down traffic. Thank you, John. Also, the southern states got slower traffic heading eastbound with delays beginning over by Franklin Avenue and extending all the way out towards the Seabrook to Bay Expressway. So it's a very tough go heading east into Nassau County, to say the least. Also, to New Jersey we go. Newark Bay extension for the turnpike eastbound is jammed from the main roadway to 14A. That is a tubing to the North Bay Bridge. It's a construction taking out a lane. Here's what you need to know about the bridges. And tunnel slow traffic at the Staten Island bound Goethals Bridge and Norfolk bound Verrazano Bridge. And we still have no arrivals or departures at Newark Airport. They're being held because of police activity. And we have this report sponsored by Stu Leonard's Farm Fresh Foods. This week at Stu Leonard's Farm Fresh Foods celebrate dad with a huge bone-in ribeye tomahawk, only $9.99 a pound, save $6. And arriving daily from the Gulf of Maine, live arch lobsters just $6.99 a pound. Traffic returns every 10 minutes in the morning. Break and jump alerts whenever they happen. Almost
Now the 1010 Winds accurate 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist John Fear.
A nice warm afternoon out there, sunshine, a few clouds, a nice breeze. Definitely get out and enjoy it. Continue with the sunscreen. Sun's about as strong as it gets this time of the year. We'll have a nice warm evening, but more clouds working tonight. We could see a shower later tonight, below 68. Then more humid for tomorrow. Clouds with a few sunny breaks. A shower thunderstorm in a couple of spots. High in the upper 70s. We'll find some sun Monday. A couple of showers around at 82. Then we get a shower of any thunderstorm Monday night. Tuesday, clouds and sun again. A thunderstorm in the area, the high near 80. And again, the threat for a shower thunderstorm Wednesday, high up to 76. Right on to the Park, 80. Partly sunny going up to 82 in Midtown. I'm actually there's John Fear on New York's weather station. 1010 Winds. It's 84 degrees in Hackensack. It's 82 on Staten Island, and it's 80 in Sussex. Shots fly in the California Costco. Details on that story in 1 minute. Winds News Time 2:33.
Jake's PCA Casino Hotel, where Long Island wins. Experience the thrill of their gaming floor featuring 1,000 slots and electronic table games, including blackjack, baccarat, craps, roulette, and more. Enjoy the all-new Lucky North Club, now with 5 tier levels and expanded benefits. As a Lucky North Club member, you earn while you play. Unlock access to promotions, free play, hotel stays, and more. Located off exit 58 of the LIE, visit jakes58.com. Gambling problem, call 1-8778-HOPE-NY.
Rabbi Charles Mudansky speaking to you about MJHS Hospice. MJHS has been caring for the Jewish community since 1907. We understand Jewish values because we live there. Who else would hand deliver a salad before Shabbat? Hospice isn't just about dying, it's also about living. Staying at home, sharing photos and memories with family. Celebrating the joys of a Jewish life. Visit MJHS nhshospice.org to learn more.
Wins News Time 2:34. Chaos erupted inside a Costco store in Corona, California last night after shots were fired. Correspondent Alex Stone reports one person died and several others were hurt.
Shoppers who were inside the Costco say they heard an argument in the back near the meat and deli area and then half a dozen gunshots. Police confirmed there was what they call an altercation when the shots were fired and one victim was killed. There was reportedly panic in the store, people running out, trying every exit and flooding out of the Costco.
The gunman was taken into custody and transported to a local hospital, but we have no word on his condition. Family and friends are trying to come to terms with the loss of two recent high school grads from Pennsylvania. Brendan McGowan and Caitlin Rosensteel were both struck down and killed by a lightning strike in a Mount Pleasant Park this week. McGowan had just graduated from Greensburg Central Catholic High School, and Rosensteel had just finished up at Ringgold High School. School officials noted both teams were athletes and were looking forward to starting college in the fall. Twitter gained another user last night. Hall of Famer / convict O.J. Simpson debuted his new account by posting a video.
Hey, Twitter world, this is yours truly. Now, coming soon to Twitter, you'll get to read all my thoughts and opinions on just about everything. Now, there's a lot of fake OJ accounts out there, so this one, at the real OJ32, is the only official one. So, this should be a lot of fun. I got a little getting even to do.
O.J.'s made sporadic public appearances since he was released from prison in 2017, but hasn't stopped making headlines. He recently denied reports that claimed he was Khloe Kardashian's father. Almost 8 years after facing trial in Italy for murder, Seattle native Amanda Knox returned to speak for the first time.
She cried her way through the first few minutes of the speech, then managed to collect herself and in remarkably fluent Italian had this to say.
Once this beautiful country felt like home, and I hope one day I will still feel at home here.
She also went on to talk about the man who is currently serving 16 years in jail for the crime, saying that, look, he's been found guilty of the crime, he's currently serving time in jail, and yet so many people don't even know his name.
That's correspondent Melissa Bell. Wins News Time 2:37.
At Indeed, we believe a resume is a great way to see an overview of a candidate, but you're not hiring a resume, you're hiring a person. That's why Indeed offers tools that help bridge the gap between a candidate and a resume, like skill tests, which let you actually see a candidate's abilities in action to make sure they're a good fit for the job. See beyond the resume with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
You can always count on Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. Always crisp, always easy drinking, always just right. The perfect balance of flavor and refreshment since 1903. Welcome to the High Life. 2019 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Celebrate responsibly.
Wins News Time 2:38. Now 1010 Wins Entertainment.
Oh yeah, I played myself.
Coldplay rocker Chris Martin has parted ways with 50 Shades star Dakota Johnson. The pair had been together for about 2 years, and last year there was even talk about getting engaged. People magazine reported that Dakota spent Thanksgiving with Martin and ex-wife Gwyneth Paltrow and their 2 kids, but things started to go south recently. There has been no public comment from the couple. Julian's Auction House in L.A. held a big Hollywood sell-off this week. The top-selling item was Marlon Brando's 1969 Harley-Davidson. They went for over $179,000. Another iconic Hollywood vehicle that revved up the auction block was the 2008 Mustang GT Kit from the Knight Rider TV movie, which sold for about $51,000. She has nearly 14 million followers, but that won't stop Madonna from complaining that Instagram is designed to make you feel bad. In an interview with the British newspaper The Sun, the singer said the platform makes people a slave to winning others' approvals. Wins News Time 2:39.
Attention homeowners, are you facing foreclosure? Unable to make your monthly mortgage payments? Are you a victim of predatory lending? Do you need to take action now? Banks have attorneys, and so should you. Fine Law Offices is a 48-year-old local A+ rated Better Business Bureau law firm that has helped thousands of your neighbors lower their monthly mortgages and save their homes. Call Fine Law at 1-800-503-1125. Don't let the bank push you out of your home. Fix your mortgage now. Call 1-800-503-1125. At the Fine Law Offices, the consultation is always free, and Fine Law always offers their clients affordable payment options. Call 1-800-503-1125. At Fine Law, nobody bullies their clients. Nobody. Call 1-800-503-1125. That's 1-800-503-1125. Or visit Fine Law online at finelawoffices.com. Call 1-800-503-1125.
Download the radio.com app and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. It's 80 degrees at 2:40 on this Saturday, June 15th. I'm Jeff Allen. Here's what's happening. Nassau County Police charge a man with murder after a stabbing attack in Merrick earlier this month. Iran is feeling international pressure after videotape shows its agents tampering with oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman. Animal control officers respond after another copperhead snake is found in New Jersey. And some hard-as-a-rock bagels are uncovered at a 3,000-year-old historic site in Austria. The 1010 Winds AccuWeather forecast calling for a beautiful afternoon, sunny and warm with a high of 82 in Midtown.
I'm Mark Easler. Noah Syndergaard tries to pitch the best to a win over the Cardinals. Jack Green opens for the Yankees tonight against the White Sox. Third round U.S. Open in progress at Pebble Beach.
Winds News Time 241. From the Ram Trucks Traffic Center, here's Russ Meyer.
And first up, I'll mention Newark Airport. They still have an airport emergency, which means that there are no arrivals or departures right now, but we are expecting service back in a little bit. So we'll let you know what's happening with that. Could be a little while longer, so patience. Also, a crash on the Deegan, southbound. The entrance ramp from 138th is partially blocked off. Also, on Bronx River Parkway northbound coming into the Cross County, we've got a crash being cleared. And the westbound side of the LIE, that has got vehicle fire in the right lane over by Glen Cove Road. Both the LIE and the Grand Central are a mess heading east to Queens. Grand Central delays begin at the LIE out towards the Nassau line, and the LIE begins its delays a little west of Woodhaven Boulevard after the Queens line. And in both cases, it is just at a crawl. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Queensbound, Throgs Neck and Whitestone, take your pick. They're both a bit on the slow side. Bronxbound, not too bad. The RFK Bridge looking pretty uneventful. I'm Ross Meyer, next Sports 251 on 1010 Wins.
Winds News Time 242. An arrest has been made in a brutal stabbing attack in Merrick.
This is considered a crime of passion. Detective Lieutenant Stephen Fitzpatrick of the Nassau Police Homicide Squad said the two met on a dating website 2 years ago. He said 21-year-old Ryan Lindquist and 32-year-old Evan Grabelski began an intimate relationship about a year ago. On June 1st, Lieutenant Fitzpatrick says the two men met for a date at Grabelski's home in Merrick. Something went wrong, and Lindquist allegedly stabbed Grabelski more than 100 times.
Both his hands were cut up, which is indicative with somebody who stabbed somebody over 100 times. The likelihood of you sliding your hand on the knife and cutting your own hand is very likely.
Lindquist is now being held without bail. The charge is second-degree murder. Carol Diori, 1010 Wins on Long Island.
Summer track work is going to make some New Jersey commuters a little hot under the collar. Starting on Monday, some trains on the Montclair-Boonton line and the North Jersey coastline will be diverted to Hoboken, where riders will have to switch trains instead of traveling all the way to Penn Station. The new situation will continue till September 6th, when the work is scheduled to be wrapped up. New Jersey transit officials say even though travelers will lose a little time, the good news is fares will be reduced until things are back to normal. A U.S. military academy cadet killed in a training accident has been laid to rest at historic West Point. A memorial service for 23-year-old Christopher Morgan was held this morning, and he was buried at noon. The West Orange, New Jersey resident died last week when a tactical vehicle loaded with cadets overturned. 19 other cadets and 2 soldiers operating the vehicle were hurt in that accident, which remains under investigation. About 1,000 people gathered in Morgan's hometown on Tuesday to honor him. Wins News Time 244, sports in 1 minute. On 10-10 wins.
And 2 Premier Fords in Brooklyn. You will always lease for much, much less. That sounds so nice. I think I'll say it twice. At Premier Ford's 2 Brooklyn locations, you will always lease Ford direct for much, much less. Just in time for summer. Lease your all-new 2019 Ford Escape for just $169 a month. You heard me right. $169 a month, 39 short months, $48.09 due at inception, 0 security deposit, plus tax, tags, and fees. And no matter which Premier Ford you choose, you always get priority treatment in our state-of-the-art service centers. Take your Premier pick. Kings Highway at Utica Avenue or 86th Street, just off exit 19 on the BQE. Double the selection, double the savings at Premier Ford today. Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay.
All offers with Tier 1 credit approval. See dealer for complete details. Expires 6/30/19.
We'll have mostly cloudy skies tonight with a few showers around. It'll get down to 68 in Midtown. Wins News Time 245 from the WFAN Sports Desk. Here's Bob Hisler.
Well, Jeff, the Mets got punched in the stomach not once but twice on Friday. In both instances, the bullpen, the culprit. Mets and Cardinals continue their 4-game series at Citi Field tonight. And give Mickey Callaway credit for this much. The losses pile up, but the glass remains half full.
Our guys will come in tomorrow with enthusiasm, ready to go and win a game. That's the makeup of that team. That's what they've done all year. And we got to climb back out of it, try to get to 500.
Well, that's proving difficult. If Edwin Diaz doesn't blow the first game of this series, the Mets would have been back to 500. Instead, they are now 3 below. They haven't been above 500 since May the 2nd. Tonight, Noah Syndergaard gets to start against Michael Wacha. You can listen on WCBS 880. Starting pitching has been a problem for the Yankees. CC Sabathia, the latest to falter as the White Sox beat the Yankees for the 2nd straight night. Sabathia has lost 3 in a row since returning from the injured list. The Yankees have lost 8 of 11.
It's just a long season. We had a bad 10 days. But this team is very capable of doing what it did, before that and getting back to where we were. So I think we'll be fine.
They now trail the first place Rays by a half a game. The Rays trail the Angels right now 4-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Chad Green opens tonight for the Yankees. Reynaldo Lopez will pitch for Chicago. Gary Woodland leads the U.S. Open 2 shots in front of Justin Rose. Louis Oosthuizen 3 shots back. Defending champion Brooks Koepka trails by 5 strokes. The leaders tee off for the 5 o'clock hour. Tiger Woods has begun his 3rd round, and he has fallen 10 shots back. Sports at 15 to 45 around the clock. Bobby Schler, 10-10 win sports.
News Time 247.
5 million people in the U.S. have hernias. Most go untreated and can lead to serious problems later in life. The first minimally invasive hernia center in Westchester at St. John's Riverside Hospital is here to help. This hernia center features minimally invasive and robotic-assisted procedures requiring less anesthesia, have less pain, and result in minimal scarring. The hernia center team has developed a unique approach for hernia repair that is better and stronger. Dr. Hershey Liu's custom minimally invasive hernia technique provides additional reinforcements that add extra strength to a hernia repair, making it a better choice. The procedure requires just a couple of small incisions and takes less than 15 minutes. The hernia center will have you back to work in no time. Team St. John's has the experience of over 20,000 hernia surgeries combined with exceptional personal care, only available at St. John's Riverside Hospital. Leading minimally invasive and robotic-assisted hernia surgeons, available right in your backyard, is what makes St. John's community strong. Call for a physician at 914-964-4STOP.
It's 80 degrees and fair in New York. We're going down to 68 in Midtown tonight.
Geico presents quick ways to change your life. Today, try taking a walk at lunch to someplace you've never been. You could also change your life by getting to know your local Geico agent, so you could save on more than just car insurance. Oh, and since you'll be walking somewhere new, please bring a GPS so we don't have to come find you.
Wins News Time 248. President Trump is expected to announce his re-election campaign on Tuesday, but he's not waiting till then to begin attacking his #1 rival, Joe Biden. He's been calling him a weak candidate. Correspondent Matthew Dowd says despite the criticism, the former Veep is leading in new polls.
You see in these interviews, he seems to have a great capacity to deny reality, even reality of his own campaign polling, which he denied existed. But there may be a question about whether or not he was actually ever shown those himself. I think the president would be behooved to admit reality and to say he's behind and he hasn't been reaching out enough. But it's important for Democrats to understand polls can change suddenly, so each side has to look at this race realistically.
The first debates in the presidential race have been set. NBC will host both of them. The first one will be held on June 26th and will be headlined by Senators Warren, Booker, and former Texas Rep. Beto O'Rourke. The second session will have Joe Biden on stage with Bernie Sanders, Pete Buttigieg, and Kamala Harris. Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney has called on her colleagues to begin impeachment proceedings against the president. She held a rally in Foley Square this morning where she told supporters recent comments from Mr. Trump made her realize it's time to bring charges against him.
This has really removed any doubt from my mind whether this is the right decision. Just this week, the president went on national television and admitted that if a foreign government offered him any negative information about an opponent, he would take it.
Despite the growing calls for impeachment, Democratic congressional leaders continue to resist the effort, saying there is no way the president would be convicted in the Republican-controlled Senate. The U.S. is calling for international consensus in accusing Iran of attacking oil tankers in the Persian Gulf. This after the White House released video that it says shows members of the Iranian Navy removing a dug mine from one of the ships. Correspondent Stephanie Ramos has more from Washington.
The United Kingdom says it is certain a branch of the Iranian military attacked those two oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. Japan agrees, but Germany's foreign minister is going to be more convincing. He says the video released by the Department of Defense isn't sufficient proof that Iran is to blame. Right now, the Department of Defense wants other countries to join the U.S. in blaming Iran for the recent tanker attack.
The United Nations is calling for an independent investigation into the tanker attacks. Wiz News Time 2:51. From the Ram Trucks Traffic Center, here's Russ Meyer.
And everyone backs up in the Bronx on the southbound side of the Deegan. Delays begin over Yankee Stadium and extend down towards 138th with a crash. Ramp partially blocked off as a result. Also, it's a crawl on the northbound Brucker coming into the Brucker interchange up towards right around Pelham Parkway. Looks like some road overhead on that way is wrapping up though. Good news also in Queens. Very tough on the southbound Cross Island coming off the Throgsneck Bridge on down to the LIE in the Clearview. Those delays begin at 35th Avenue down to the LIE. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big Three. Looks like they've just about cleared a vehicle fire from the westbound LIE at Glen Cove Road. But eastbound, while taps on the LIE, they go all the way back into Queens over by Grand Avenue out towards Willis Avenue. Grand Central into the Northern State. That's tied up from the LIE in towards Shelter Rock Road. Southern State now gets you eastbound and westbound between Eagle Avenue and Montauk Parkway. Newark Airport hoping to have arrivals and departures active again soon, but we are still looking at a holdup of all arrivals and departures because of an airport emergency. This report sponsored by K-Ride Centers on Russ Meyer and Export 301 on KK Wins.
Art therapy to monthly cultural days. The Chateau sets the gold standard for its patients. A leader in respiratory therapy and providing on-site dialysis, the highest level of care is found at the Chateau Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. Visit careritecenters.com.
Now the 10-10 winds accurate a 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist John Fearing.
We're going to see a few more clouds work in as we head into tonight, but really gorgeous afternoon out there across the tri-state area. Get out and enjoy it. You do need the sunscreen. The breeze, we're coming back to the low 80s. We're getting more clouds tonight. Maybe a shower after midnight, so they're down to 68 or even for tomorrow. Most of the time, the shower temperature around the upper 70s. Clouds and sunny, humid Monday. Showers around 82 milligrams. With thunderstorm Monday night and Tuesday, clouds and sun temperature around 80. Wednesday, clouds and sun still possible. High 76. Right now, tomorrow, we've got 80 and partial sunshine going up to 82 and mid-10. Back with the meteorologist John Spears on New York's weather system. 10-10 winds.
Winds News Time 2:53.
We have a lot of big events coming up here in the city. Parades, fireworks, food festivals, very interesting late-night parties. This is Green House to respond to all of what the sports center doing is driving around in circles trying to find a place to park while everyone else is having all the fun. You have a Spot Hero app to reserve a spot right at your destination at a great price and use
promo code 1010 and you'll get $10 off your first reservation. That's promo code 1010 for $10 off. Download the Spot Hero app. Come on to Yankee Stadium in 2019 to see the New York Yankees in action. When the Yankees take on their division rivals, the Tampa Bay Rays, on Tuesday, June 18th, it's a Yankee Stadium tradition. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees cap courtesy of Cannon. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com or visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window. Join the Yankees for a cap night on Tuesday, June 18th against the Tampa Bay Rays. Visit Yankees.com today. Wins News Time 2:54. Members of the New Jersey Division of Fish and Wildlife Department were called into action this week when a Montclair resident called about a poisonous snake. The caller said there was a copperhead in her yard and sent in a photo to prove it. When it was positively identified, animal control officers rushed to Valley Road where they eventually captured it. It now lives at the local animal shelter and will be used for educational purposes. This is the second recent copperhead sighting in New Jersey. A Patterson man was bitten on the hand by one last week. Two people are recovering from injuries after a golf cart mishap at the U.S. Open in California.
A golf cart used by a vendor was loaded with boxes and parked momentarily at the U.S. Open Championship at California's Pebble Beach when one of the boxes fell off the front seat onto the accelerator.
The unoccupied golf cart began moving forward and out of control. A vendor along with 4 spectators were injured, and the vendor got a chance to remove the box.
Jessica Madueño, California Highway Patrol, says 2 injured were sent to the hospital. All are expected to recover. No players hurt.
That's correspondent Chuck Sivertson. Scientists exploring a site in Austria have found someone's very old breakfast that looks a lot like what we call bagels. Researchers say they found 3 pieces of the 3,000-year-old charred bread that are not complete rings, but look like they used to be, and are made from finely ground flour. They also found ovens and vessels containing a variety of edibles, including wheat, barley, and corn, but no cream cheese. Wins News Time 2:55.
Balance of nature. Changing the world, one life at a time.
You guys have a great